Well, Simon, back on your travels. I think some fans probably reckon that your away form is obviously better than your home form, so possibly the best chance or the better chance of getting that all-important win.
Look, we're going to Brentford and it's a tough game. I think they're one of the teams in the division that really handle the ball and dominate the ball and like to have a lot of possession. I think I watched the Derby game the other day and they had 76% possession, and that's against a strong Derby team. So it's a tough game no matter where we're going. But we want to win matches wherever it is, home or away. Yeah, we're desperate to win at home, but ultimately we want to build off the last couple of performances to a certain degree and improve on them to try and get 3 points, whether it's home or away. So we go there and look to do that.
You've had your problems with injuries, but like sort of coming over the horizon, those players coming back from injury, and now probably looking at the strongest in terms of fitness that you have most of the season.
Well, sort of last Monday it looked like we were going to be very strong, and then we'll lose 3 centre halves in the week. Unfortunately, Lamine was ill and Matt Wilson was injured, and Tyus got injured in the build-up to the game. So at the top end of the pitch, we're in good spirits with the players that are coming back. Lewis got 45 minutes last week, and Madja got some game time the other night for the 23s. Still got a couple of knocks from the weekend. Johnny Williams just sort of got a tight hamstring, Tyus his hamstring still. So we'll assess everybody to see where we are. But it's nice to get the options available in a little bit more positive state.
The Lamine situation, is that sort of now resolved? Or?
Oh yeah, look, he trained on Monday morning. Basically, he was ill overnight on the Thursday, couldn't train on the Friday, and then on the Saturday was still not able to play. So it was just a virus that we've had a problem with at this football club. Thought we cleared it all up, and unfortunately one of his children came back from school or nursery and decided to share something with him that we didn't want to share with him.
Of course, the longer you go without that win, I suppose it does crank up the pressure. Does it make it easier to perhaps be away from the Stadium of Light in that respect?
Bit of both. I think if we get a real positive performance home, the crowd will certainly stay with us. That's for sure. I think there was times for the home game against QPR where we played some decent stuff and they stayed with us. Obviously, there was the odd occasion that there was rumblings, but that's just part and parcel of football at any particular ground. So just because we're away from home, we want to try and win the game and put to bed when we go back to the Stadium like next Saturday the opportunity to win a home game.
Brentford, one of those clubs that, if you could win, you used to sort of close that gap on the teams sort of just above you. But they're a side that have been punching above their weight for a little while now, haven't they?
Well, I think it's a very well-run football club. I think Dean Smith has done very well, taken over from Mark Warburton and play attractive football. As I said, they're probably one of the teams that in the division that handle the ball better than any other team. And that's what we've got to be aware of. I think as a football club they're moving forward as well. I think they're moving to a new stadium in the next couple of years, and they've got a way of playing, they've got a way of running things behind the scenes. So it's a successful football club, and we know what we need to do on the pitch to combat them to get the result on Saturday.
Potentially, Simon, how important is it to have the likes of Graven and Watmore back?
Well, I think anybody in this division, if you lose a couple of key strikers, it's going to play and have an impact on your football club, and that's what's been the case. And nice to have them back now. Duncan has done his rehab this week in terms of number of days that he trains. Lewis has got a full week's training under his belt, so as many options available as possible, especially, as you said, the top end of the pitch, because ultimately that's where you win games. Yeah, you keep clean sheets, but you still need to score goals, and we haven't had them options available to us for the last few weeks now.
Trying to sort of turn the club's fortunes around must seem a little bit like sort of captain of a supertanker, but at the South Shields Hartlepool Cup tie there were quite a few Sunderland fans who could have been at the Sunderland QPR game, but perhaps over the last few years have become disillusioned. I suppose the only way in the short term to get those sort of fans back at the Stadium of Light is winning football, isn't it?
That's the bottom line. I think we all know that we need to win football matches to, one, improve the position where we are in the league at this moment in time, but also to improve the tendencies and get people back to enjoy watching successful football at the Stadium of Light and a connection with Sunderland. So this is something that's maybe been happening over a number of years now, but what we've got to do and are trying to do is improve our performances to bring people back through the gates and the turnstiles.
You've been sort of accentuating the positive of the last few games. I mean, do you get signs on the training pitch that one win and it could start something?
I genuinely believe that we're not a million miles away from getting the results that some of the performances warranted. I think going to Preston and playing well and getting a point there was a good result and showed character coming from a goal down. Showed character last weekend against QPR by going a goal down, and some of the chances that we created, there was some decent play. So I see signs on the training pitch where there's a good vibe amongst the players. They're desperate to do well. They're caring about what they're doing. It's not a team that are trailing around the training ground with their chins on the floor or anything like that. They've got a spring in the step, and they know what we are all doing is ultimately going to reap its rewards very soon, because we are confident in our ability as staff, players, to get the results that matter.
And finally, from me, why I suppose it's probably not a good thing to keep looking at the league table, but getting out of the bottom three would have a huge psychological benefit, wouldn't it?
We just need to win games to get up the table. It's not a position that we want to be in. It's not a position that anybody's comfortable with being in. We've got to win matches to get us where we want to be. We've got no divine right to be top of the division or anywhere else. We have to earn that right, and obviously we've got to get results to justify that.
Simon, just one other about the table. You said before you've not been too worried about the table. I think we can all understand that there's 100 points still to play for, but just at what point do you have to start worrying about the table?
Look, I think I'm not worried in terms of I know what I've got within the group, and we will get results to get us out of the division. We're positive in everything that we do, and keep saying we're not a million miles away from getting the results into a more positive state. So it's not sort of a situation that we're feeling uncomfortable with. On the one hand, on the other hand, we are feeling uncomfortable with it because we don't want a club like Sunderland, or I don't want to be in that position as a manager as well. So we're doing whatever is required, and we'll have to keep working and raising the standards and raising the bar to be able to get the results.
How difficult is it for you in this situation where when you can't get this win just at the minute, you've got to sort of keep looking at how you can tweak and change things all over the place?
Look, it's not easy because every manager will tell you you'd like to have consistency, stability about the group, that you can get a result and you can pick the same team. I think it's highlighted the first 4 games of the season where we were unbeaten and we picked the same team, and that's what I'd like. Through different circumstances of injuries, suspensions, illness or whatever, we've not been able to do that. But also, when you're not winning matches, you want to try and find that winning formula, and that's what we're still probably searching for. Win on Saturday, then it makes your decision as a manager for the following week a little bit easier than if you don't.
And I suppose when we're in a run like this, do players almost sort of forget how to win, forget how to do the little nitty-gritty bits you need to win a match?
Well, it becomes a habit, with the winning mentality, which I think has proved this year with the likes of Sheffield United that having a winning mentality last year has been carried forward to this season. Sometimes having that losing mentality can stay with you a little bit longer than you need necessary. So we've got to get into a winning mentality as quickly as possible, because we do realise that it can change very quickly, and that winning mentality can really spread very quickly amongst the players, supporters and everybody connected with the club.